What is pattern extend on the BERNINA 570? Well, this is a fun way to take some of the built-in decorative stitches and make them look totally different, but without losing the density of what is going to keep them looking nice and tight for some of these heavier stitches. So we're talking about stitching out all of our stitches. We call it stitching out a stitch book, which we have links below this YouTube video where you can check out how I encourage you to stitch out all the stitches that are in your machine so you can really get more comfortable with it. Plus, we are the designers of the BERNINA Stitching Cosmos online course where we love to use decorative stitches. We use lots of different BERNINA presser feet, and you really get to make this machine sing. And this is not with embroidery at all. We even do bobbin work, so you're sewing upside down, and there's just so much that you can learn. We kind of incorporate all these functions and then put new twists on them. So pattern extend is something I'm going to show you on screen, and then we're going to stitch out a couple samples. So a great way to kind of take a look at this is working with some of the what I call satin stitches. So they're in your decorative stitch menu and go into the 400s folder. How about we'll just do it right here. So first off, a lot of people think, oh, if I want to make that longer, I'm going to make the stitch length longer, which is great, except all you're doing is spreading out those the same amount of stitches within that longer area. So instead of what it was, it's now 18 millimeters long versus the 6 millimeters long that it was. So what if I told you you could have that same pattern with the same density, but much longer? So touch the I for information. And you're going into the area called pattern extend. It's the triangle with the two arrows pointing away from each other. So we'll touch it. So at this point, keep an eye on this. As you can see, 6 millimeters is its length. It's a very small repeat. And as we go ahead and make it extend, you'll hear that the machine will kind of reset, and it adds in the same amount of stitches or density that the original pattern had. So all we're doing is making it longer, but we're actually adding a lot more stitches. So I'm going to touch this because the fun one is to touch the 100% plus. So it's going to go from 100% to 200%. And did you kind of see the screen kind of flicker there? It made it longer, and then it changed the picture to be more dense. Let's do it again. Watch it. Spreads out and then makes it dense. Now you still control how dense that is by the stitch length when we come out of here. But look, we are making this pattern have multiple choices of length. And you can go from, so we're going to sew out one at each of these different kind of extended, and I'm going to stick with the 100% changes. But as you can see, if you just needed this stitch to fill in or repeat 7 millimeters long, so it fits within your area, you could just spread it out just a little bit. It's like giving a little bit of stretch, but still looking the same. So that is something fun. I'm going to push the box, turn it back to 100%. I'm going to set it so it just sews this out one time, so we can come back here and do one repeat. And so then it's just going to stitch it out once. Let's come back here. We'll kind of work right from this screen as we stitch out one, and then we'll increase it to 200%, and we'll stitch another and then another. So you can see how many choices we have. What's our max? I think it's actually 1,000. Yes. So that's going to be a very long, 60 millimeters wide, kind of a long, skinny triangle, but you do have that many choices to change this pattern. Oh, this is so fun. Now, I wouldn't say do this on every single stitch, but definitely take some time to sew out some of the stitches a lot more in this style so you can really see what the changes are. I'm going to do one more because it's actually looking really cool. So this will be up to the 400% as it just gradually turns this decorative stitch into this nice, long, perfectly. Oh my gosh, look how perfect that goes to the point. And then we'll go ahead and pull it out so you can see. So it stops, it locks, and I'll touch the scissors so it can be seen. So we have 4 different variations, each one adding 100% more to the length as we go. And as you can see, we could do that with any of the stitches that we've already stitched out on this little sampler. Don't forget to add the stabilizer behind. That's what will keep it from becoming wrinkled, and you'll get the perfect stitch out. Remember, take a look at all of our videos, free videos actually, that we have put open, so you can check out the Bernina Stitching Cosmos online course. We'd love to have you as a student and join all the other students that have already benefited and learned their machines inside and out.